Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Corin McCallum, filling in for Marissa Roberto, who's on vacation once again. But we've got breaking news here, as Brad Treliving has officially been announced as the 18th GM in Toronto Maple Leafs history. Treliving spent the last 8 years with Calgary, going 362, 265, and 73 in that time. Good for a points percentage of .569, which was 17th in the NHL during that span. So while Brendan Shanahan said he wanted experience, he gets just that with Treliving. But Leafs fans may be concerned about the lack of playoff success, as Calgary made the playoffs 4 times in those 8 years, losing in the first round 3 times and the second round once. Welcome to the Dragon's Den, Brad. It gets hot in here. To the association, and we're a day away from the start of the NBA Finals on TSN. As the Heat, coming off 2 days rest, are in the altitude of Denver. Mile high, baby. And that altitude can be a big factor. With Miami coming off a grueling 7-game series, and Denver, who's been resting since sweeping the Lakers on May 22nd. Now, yesterday in the show, we looked at series and MVP odds, but FanDuel has so many more markets that have bettors salivating. Let's start with series scoring leader. And to no one's surprise, my MVP, Nikola Jokic, is the favorite at +110, followed by Jimmy and Jamal Murray. But then there's a massive drop-off, as MPJ, Caleb Martin, Aaron Gordon, and Bam are all returning a massive payday if they hit. I can tell my producer's excited about those. Now, the series rebound and assist markets are not even really worth looking at, because Jokic is just a massive favorite for both. But the series 3-point leader is wide open. Kitchener's Jamal Murray is the favorite, and for good reason. And now we're not saying to bet this, we're just saying that the number for Duncan Robinson is pretty tasty. 47-1! And he hit 15 threes over 7 games against Boston. But will Miami be able to play him as much this series? That comes down to their willingness to play zone and where they can hide him defensively. But against Boston, the Miami zone allowed 0.76 points per possession, while their man defense allowed 1.05. But if there's ever a player and team to beat a zone, it's Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, as they led the NBA in offense against the zone in both the regular season and playoffs. You can watch Game 1 of the Finals tomorrow on TSN. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The puck drops in the Stanley Cup Finals Saturday night, as the Vegas Golden Knights and Florida Panthers train their cannons on each other. I don't know what that expression means. As with any playoff series, there's no love lost between any players on either side, no matter what their relationships are. And oh boy, there's a lot of crossover. Golden Knights captain Mark Stone will be facing former Ottawa Senators teammates Colin White and Anthony Duclair, while William Karlsson will be trying to score on his former Blue Jackets attendee Sergei Bobrovsky, and seemingly have no luck based on everything else. Mark Stahl and Brett Howden played together for a season in New York, while Radko Gudas and Chandler Stevenson spent a season together in Washington. And we're not done there! Brandon Montour and Shea Theodore were together on the Ducks and their AHL affiliate, the San Diego Gulls. Terrible name, by the way, the Gulls. Jonathan Marchessault and Riley Smith used to play for the Panthers, were famously ripped off in the expansion draft. And never forget Nick Cousins suiting up for 7 games in Vegas, Golden Knights legend and Leafs nightmare. But perhaps the highest profile pairing of all is Sam Reinhart and Jack Eichel, who played for 6 seasons in Buffalo before joining their respective squads. I feel like I'm more dialed in when I'm on the bike. I feel like Jason Spezza. Were they any closer during that span? We would certainly believe so, given that they once rode a tandem bicycle to work together. You don't just hop on a tandem bike with somebody you sort of like. I love Jeff. Come to think of it, who would I want to ride a tandem bike to work with? Jeff, get out of here. I got to think about this now. So I'm starting with Luka. I mean, he's just like such a great guy that I feel like, yeah, I love that. I don't really have much else to say. He's such a wholesome fella. Jesse, I don't know, like he's gonna have a lot of detours. He's gonna want to stop and talk to people, have to take pictures with kids. I don't think I'm into that one. Marissa, no, definitely wouldn't pull her weight. You know, on vacation in this and probably on the bike too. You know, not pedaling at all. DZ, yeah, I think he'd be a solid solid partner on the bike. I think we've been on a couple trips together, and it's been a good time on both trips. You know, we both kind of just work together well, so I think that would work. Reagan, like she's been telling me she's gonna show up to hockey for like 2 years and maybe showed up once, so I think I'm just gonna end up riding the bike solo at that point, so I'm gonna go no on that. Sam, an absolute horse. I think I'm not pedaling in that one. You know, he'll pedal the whole time, so I'm chilling. I'm into that. Jeff, aka Dude with Sports Sign. I don't know, it's a little risky. If it depends. I'd do it with him on the back. I wouldn't do it with him on the front, because then he's not holding the handlebars. That's a little scary for me. I feel a little lack of control, but otherwise great guy. Julia, you know, she's from like a rural part of Ontario, so I mean, like they probably bike around a lot. You know, she's biking around her camp. So if she brings me to the camp, I'll do it. And finally, Eric, absolutely not. And I think Sam's the winner because then I can just absolutely slack off. Roll the clip! Now we're joined by our guys in Kamloops, Luca and Jesse. Great to see you.
What's up, Corwin?
What's going on, Corwin?
Okay, fellas, all WHL matchup tonight as the round robin wraps up with Seattle and Kamloops. And whoever wins tonight will be in the semis. You guys were both high on Seattle going into the series. Are they punching their ticket tonight?
I don't know about you, man, but I think Seattle's got this. I think they're probably the best team in the tournament when it comes to skill. They played really well against Quebec, and they just couldn't really score enough goals. But I think tonight they make a statement as the away team.
It's going to be a tough one for them. Kamloops playing on home ice, and that series was their toughest of the WHL playoff run. So going maybe Kamloops here. We'll see.
Peterborough, our boys, kept their Memorial Cup hopes alive last night, beating Quebec. What kind of shots do you give the OHL champs to rally and win the tiebreaker? And the semi to make the final?
Look, 2 games ago, I would have said they've got no shot, but they're back in it now. So all you got to do is win a couple games and you're in the final. I'm still not as bullish on their chances, but they showed something last night, and this team plays better when their back's against the wall.
That's what their head coach, Rob Wilson, was saying last night after their game. He said, for whatever reason, our team plays at its best when our backs are against the wall. So I'm not doubting Peterborough. There's a lot of really great talent on that team. And one thing that we were discussing is that no one's really emerged as a clear favorite yet. So it's really up for grabs for anyone. Who knows? Maybe Peterborough needed their win last night to spark a little run.
First tiebreaker in 8 years. It just shows you how deep this field is. So could be anyone's trophy.
Thanks, fellas. Looking forward to another 40 pregame videos on our Instagram tonight.
Thanks, Gordon. You'll shoot off. Keep shooting off, bro.
And you can watch the Memorial Cup tonight on TSN. Host Kamloops against Seattle. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And now time for Marissa's favorite segment, and definitely not mine, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
And let's give all the creativity points to whoever made this, because they really went next level with these soccer player celebration recreations. Oh, that's sick. Okay, I'm into it. Oh, the knee slide. That one's good. That was good. What is this? Oh, the policeman Fortnite dance. God, that aged poorly. It's a good, very creative way to do it, though. Okay, I'll give you mine. The iconic Thierry Henry corner flag. He just kind of stands there. Okay, now let's head to the links, where it might be wise to let this big guy play through. Oh, Gators! This is a staple of our department for years. Wow. An absolute unit. Oh. Oh. Yeah, and he goes, that's angry. Yeah, get out of Florida.
I did.
Why are you so close to it? What's going on?
He's trying.
People, if I see a gator on the course, I'm skipping that hole. Absolutely. I might get a video of it, but I don't know. We're always thinking content first here, you know? Maybe I let it bite me, get a good thumbnail. That's all for today. Marissa might be back tomorrow, but I don't know. We can only assume with her vacation schedule. And I like that Chris Hine, our producer, wrote that. He's trying to get the vacation reputation off of him and on to Marissa. So I don't know if that's going to work.